Alright. Hello everybody. How's everybody doing on this fine Saturday afternoon, or morning, or evening, depending on wherever you are? Today we have a bit of a schedule, agenda, let's say. To begin, we're going to do some more of this hardcore Oracle Despair run that we've started, where we neither got Despair nor become an Oracle yet, because we are just starting Act 2. Secondly, we just reached 50,000 subscribers yesterday, which is freaking incredible and mind-blowing, and I can't believe it. Like, I don't even know how to describe how it feels. It feels amazing to see, like, so many people are into the videos, and that's freaking crazy. That's so fun. Hey everybody, hey Rumble Stuff, hey Exeta and Cavalder, hope y'all are doing well. 2 hours of waiting, done. Yep, it started. Wasn't it supposed to start now? Has it not started yet? It should be on, it should be live, y'all should be able to see things. Double check. Shows that it's working, so I don't know if people maybe need to refresh or something. So yeah, so we're gonna do a little bit of a live Q&A. I've got some questions prepared that some people submitted already. Okay, Rumble Stuff, I see you. Perfect, great. After that, we're also gonna prepare a little bit for the Mirage League, which is starting on Friday. So we're gonna spin the wheels to find out what build we're gonna be doing, and we're gonna do some build prep. And yeah, that is the plan for today. Let's hop into the game. Thank you for the congratulations. Thank you very much. That is much appreciated. It's like, I still like find it hard to believe that so many people are so interested in these videos, these 0 to hero runs that I do with like arguably crappy builds. I guess that's part of the charm. Don't know if I'm hoping you get something wacky or something strong. Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. The only really like new stuff that they added to Mirage, like new skills and whatnot, is like the holy stuff. And then also, of course, the new Scion Ascendancy. Which looks interesting for sure. Maybe we'll play that, but we'll see what we get. I think we're just gonna spin the wheels and see what we get. I'm excited to play anything that I haven't already done in the past, basically. That's my requirement. Don't like playing the game, but you do like watching the videos. I mean, I'll take that as a win. Why can't you hope for wacky and strong? Oh, that's true. Why settle for one when you can have both? I'm a little bit scared of the hyena boss in this area. He's tough. Goatfucker, thank you for the $5. I don't know what currency that is. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I was able to see that, so I assume that you're no longer, like, you're not hidden or whatever. Dude, I don't know. I don't see your chat messages if you're saying anything. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yo, ATJ, thank you for the 50. Congrats. Thank you so much. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. 5 years, which is funny because yesterday on the dot it was 5 years since my first video. Mind you, those weren't PoE videos back then. Oh, our first Val Ruins. How's hardcore so far? And remember to not get distracted with chat on hardcore. Yeah, it's really hard to manage that, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Oh, do I not have the, I don't have the text written down here. That's right, let me put that back on. Despair Oracle. That is the build. Should be like right over here. Despair Oracle. I'm glad to hear everything's going well, dude. ATJ, like, I know we haven't seen too many videos from you lately, but looking forward to whenever they come back. I know that family life is definitely more important. 100%. Man, is that better than... No, we have the minion helmet. That's right, that's right. Where were we? Like, what level are we and all that stuff? We are level 16. Okay. And resistance-wise, we need more lightning res for sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna ignore chat, don't worry. As far as the temple, okay, this is our first temple run. Yeah, I think so. On this character. I don't even know if I want to do this. Like, this is sketchy, but I guess you get some good items. Yeah, you do get upgrades. I do remember getting a lot of upgrades from doing the temple. So I suppose it's worthwhile. Something like that. I'm gonna play really safe. Really safe. Fix some windows I have here so I can see chat better. You bought the game when it came out and you only have 19 hours. I mean, 19 hours for 30 bucks. In my head, that's not so bad. Unless you weren't having fun during those 19 hours, in which case, that's understandable. In my case, I have like 540, 550 hours now, I think, in PoE 2. Getting up there. There is a bench here, but enemies can still attack you while you're doing this. Okay, we gotta be really careful in hardcore then. Make sure we clear rooms fully before moving on to the workbench. Sorry, we have a shield that we can use, should we need to. Maybe I'll use the pause feature a bit more in hardcore. Augments the rare equipment with a new random modifier. Do I have anything rare that I can actually like augment? My gloves? I can get a new suffix on my body armor. I guess we'll do that. We got thorns! Wait, no. Oh, no, we got a triple res. Okay, cool. Cool, that's good. Just getting excited for thorns. Okay, let me catch up on chat real quick. Missed the community, man, but the little guy is doing really good. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Handful for sure, but I'll be back to videos once I can manage parenthood and career. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense, makes sense. Am I excited for Mirage League? I am. I honestly, like, going into the reveal, I wasn't that excited because I felt a little burnt out on playing Prisha. Oh no, not that guy. So I wasn't, like, too sure if I was gonna be excited for this new PoE 1 League. But based on all the changes, I am pretty excited. I think, like, the new endgame stuff looks really exciting. Looks cool. Looks fresh. Simplifies a lot of things, which for me is like a win. That's something that I want more of in PoE 1. The endgame was a little convoluted. Removing things like the chisels is going to be really nice. But yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Medallion. What about you guys? The Mirage League itself also looks pretty cool. So that's another another factor. Augment another rare. We only have gloves, right? Like, don't have any regals yet. Kinda sucks. Guess the gloves. Some accuracy, that'll matter. A lot of new build opportunities, yeah, that's true. I'm excited for the new Ascendancy, the Reliquary, and that's cool. I haven't played it in any of the Freesha leagues, so it coming to just regular ascendancies is pretty sweet. I took that one. Should not have taken that. Yay. Okay, cool. No workbench in here. There we go. Spreading around nicely. No bench in here either. Did I hear right that they are removing area maps and just doing tier maps? Yeah, that's my understanding of it. So like the different area maps still exist, but they're not going to drop as like desert map or jungle valley map or this or that map. It's just going to be like tier 11, tier 5, tier whatever, and then you can place it in any of the like whatever map that you liked that you want to do. But I don't know. Maybe like I didn't listen properly, and maybe you guys know. How does it work when you're like just starting the Atlas? It said that you start in the center and you work your way outwards. But is it the same where you only have access to like 4 starting maps and then you just keep making progress? If so, that's really cool because that's clean. Like every single map you do, you can be making progress. Or do you just start with like the whole thing revealed and you can just start going with any map you want from the beginning? I kind of doubt that. But yeah, that's something that I wasn't 100% clear on. There we go. This really sucks. Rare equipment. We don't have any. Alright, it is what it is. We cleared the map, the temple. Cool. Did I hear about PoE 2 League coming mid-April? I think they said that they're going to only be revealing information about it late April, is what I heard. Which conflicts with what you're claiming here. I haven't heard that. Raider, this is Grand. Oh, is Grand better? Is excellent. New flasks, let's go. This, not that impactful. Alright. We were out here. I think there's still Fog of War on the new Atlas. Unsure though, yeah. T16.5 still expensive? Probably. Yeah, I think you can just do white, yellow, and red on the same map if you want to. That's my understanding. I think you can. It's more like if you want to reach... If you want to get the Atlas objective bonuses, you still have to go and like do all of the different maps. So you're still incentivized to try it, to at least do all of the maps once each. I think. I guess we'll see. We'll find out in like 5 days. Oh, I forgot to fill my flask. This is not good. This is not good, not good, not good. also got a point, and we were grabbing this. That's right. We also have to figure out where the heck we're going next. Is there spell damage nearby? There is, right here, and for a chance we don't care about that so much. Oh, the hindered. I could go grab these. And skill effectors. Yeah, okay. I think that makes sense. So we'll go this way and grab this next. Although with Impending Doom, we actually want to reduce skill duration instead of increase it, don't we? We'll worry about that when we get there. Where's our hooded boy? There you are. Dex. Nothing fancy. I don't know what's better, disenchanting or vendoring for gold in solo self-found. I imagine like a mix of both, maybe disenchanting for regals and then selling all of these for gold. Your goal is just to complete the Kirak Vault pass. That's fair, that's fair. Very doable. Just gotta get those Atlas passives. Okay. I'm excited to spin and find out what build we're gonna be playing in Mirage. That's gonna, you know, make or break the league, really. If it's fun, then it'll be great. If it's not fun, it'll be less great. I also want to decide with you guys whether we'll be doing solo self-found or just the regular trade, software trade for that. I'm open to both. Trade-off being that solo self-found definitely will take longer. So it means the video comes out later. I haven't done UE1 solo self-found in a while. I think the last one was 2 leagues ago. Mercenaries. And with the new Atlas, it seems like it should be easier than ever to progress. Going back and forth would appease everyone between solo self-found and trade. Yeah, it might. The important thing is that the videos be fun. I think that's the most important thing. Okay, I gotta focus on this guy. I know he's notorious for killing me. Oh god. Okay. Phew. Okay, there's like a lot of hyenas here. We're doing good, we're doing good. Let's go. Okay, now we gotta survive this onslaught. We're good. Excellent. I was a little bit scared for this fight. Would like to learn to delve, but I just cannot make currency to get a build going. Delve is cool, and it should be even cooler now that they said fossils will only be able to come from delve. which is one of the reasons Delve has kind of been disappointing lately, recently, because you could get the special thing that Delve has in pretty much anywhere else, and more efficiently in a lot of ways. Let's alch this and see if we get something good. 40% increased spell damage. I mean, I think that's better. Lose a bit of mana regen, but we get Chaos Bolt again, which is good. Let's do that. And life killed per life on enemy kill is good too. Nice. We got an uncut skill gem. Just level up our contagion, I suppose. And enter in the caravan. Maybe trade so you can enjoy your time more? Maybe. The thing is, I don't know if I will be doing 2 videos in Mirage. I might. I suppose I could do like 1 video Mirage at launch and then 1 more video of Mirage Ayasala before the 3.29 League comes out, I guess. Not sure. And so 1 could be trade. It would make sense to make the first one trade. And then the second one could be solo self-found. I guess we'll see. I guess I don't technically have to decide today. Let's go get rid of this. Get this over with. What do you guys think about this desert map situation? I don't like it. Having to click on that and choose where you want to go and then waiting for it to load and then you can go and then it loads and you... Not a fan. Although at this point, I don't know what the alternative is. I think part of the problem is that you get spawned right over here instead of spawning next to this. Like, if this wasn't as far away, I know it sounds silly, but if this was more central, where the waypoint is and all that, I think I would mind it a lot less. At what point do we get Despair? It's like that Act 3 thing. I think so. You get lost in the map, so it's just hard to identify things in that desert map, yeah. Got a giant army of these unearthed minions, like there's a lot of them now. Across the bridge. I guess this is supposed to be where Jamanra was, like where he was resting in peace. Never thought about that. You got the Book of Jamanra right here, and they make you see this thing every time. Oh. Vines, gotta be careful. Cool. We got a level, so we said we're gonna be going this way. Or int, I suppose. Cool. Going. Diablo 2 was your first ARPG, and I've hated desert maps and other ARPGs since the maggot layer got under your skin. The maggot layer is so narrow. So narrow. Claustrophobic for sure. And also just plain gross. But I'd say the claustrophobia is the biggest problem. It's like makes it like really. I mean, it's on purpose they did that. It's a tough zone. But it stands out, you remember it. Crag. Ooh. Spirit gem. Okay. In trade, I'd be like, oh, this is great, we can sell that, but we're not in trade. So, it's just something that maybe we'll use, maybe not. This zone gives so many armor scraps and blacksmith whetstones. Kinda nuts. I think like more than any other zone in the game. Another one. Oh no. I want to get to the next zone. This is long. There we go. Alright. How am I with PoE 2 lore? Not very good, my friend. Not very good. I haven't been watching all the videos that I maybe should be. 50k, let's go, my hero. Yo, what up, Quillis? Deidre B, hello, hello. Workins Void, how's it going, Schwingy? Remember to pause when you look away. Okay, fine. Go on a random wandering enemy to get on you. Yeah, I know. Bad habit. I've got like my peripheral vision though, like it's right there. So it's not too far. It's not too far. Saw your videos and inspired me to random my way through an SSF with Volcanic Fissure Lich. Yo, that sounds sick. In SSF, no less. Hope it's a lot of fun to do. Yeah, I probably gotta take more advantage of the pause feature. trying to remember. Trying. How are the tunes today? You guys hear them nice and clear, I hope? Stepping away from the video game music background stuff because would you be surprised if I told you that I got copyright struck on one of my last 2 streams? Well, that was a bummer. Not like a full-blown, not a strike, but a claim or something. Anyways, like the thing that makes it so that I can't earn any money off of it, which is fine. It's just a stream. I do it for you guys more than anything. But it was like surprising to see that. It's the same kind of music that I use in my videos for the most part. And those don't get triggered. I was kind of surprised, but maybe for lives there's like different rules, is what I'm wondering. You guys hurt. Alright. Time to fight the engineer lady. She always gives me a bit of a heart attack. I do want to check, maybe we can do something to gain a bit more fire resistance. We do have a desert rune right here. And this doesn't have a socket. Whoops, wrong button. This doesn't have a socket, so I think I will just socket the desert rune in there so that we have more fire resistance going into this fight. 39 is better than whatever we had before, 25. I'm tempted to check to see if we have more. I've like died to her from her one-shot kamikaze thing too many times. Isn't video game music all copyright free? Like, yes and no. Some companies, like some, not brands, but what's it called? Like the record labels or whatever that own the licenses. Some of them are more proactive than others in taking them down. We don't have a desert one. Okay, this is as good as it's gonna get then. We don't even have an Artificer's Orb. Fair enough. We work with what we have. Life and lightning res. Tempting. Tempting. I have not gotten Despair nor Oracle yet. We're probably gonna get Oracle today, if we survive. Despair, I think it's like Act 3, which we're not gonna get to. Not today. Sprint rune that busts difficulty? Yes, for sure. What's the difference between SSF and Val Season and all of that? Okay. So first you gotta understand that there's Standard and then there's the whatever the current season is. So in this case it's the Fate of the Val. We've got those two distinctions. Now both of those have a split between normal, where you can trade with other people, solo self-found, where you can only, like, everything that you find you have to find yourself and you can't party with other people, and thirdly hardcore, which is if you die, which is what we're doing. So right now we're in hardcore solo self-found Fate of the Val, and as far as like Fate of the Val versus Standard, Standard does not have the content from the latest season, but it probably will get it in the future when the next season comes out. So it's just like one season behind, but you can play all of your old characters that you played in whatever season was current at the time, get ported over to Standard afterwards. So you can still technically play them, but it'll be like in a different, separate season, different realm, let's say, where all of your characters are together. Here she goes. See, I'm trying to sprint, but I'm like getting caught on the walls, which is very terrifying. I mean, I think we're tanky enough with the fire res that we have to survive a hit, but I don't want to find out. There we go. Alright, that was pretty clean. And our first level 6, and here's a ruby ring, that's what we need. Replace this guy, we don't need that. Evasion rating, I mean it is what it is. Let's level up our essence strain. Not forget to save Risu. I've definitely never not forgotten that. You had 75% fire res and got one shot anyways? Oh, that's disgusting. I remember on my Unearthed Gemling Legionnaire that was like a real brick wall that I was reaching was her. Yeah, I had what solved it was getting like something like 40% fire res, and then I guess maybe you got crit, but I have survived the one shots with it. That would also have been in 0.2. Let's sell this stuff. I guess I should be disenchanting rares, like I said, so I get more regals. Yeah. The ring I don't care about. Okay, so now we go talk to the Risu lady and Madame Asala. We can head back here. The Jaman, hiya, hey, hiya, how you doing? Welcome. You're doing a Corrupting Cry hardcore SSF run. How's that going for you? You're in, I think you said you were like in Act 3, right? You took care of the monkey, which is rather impressive. Corrupting Cry. You know, I don't think I've ever played a damaging like Warcry build ever. I think so. In either game. despite this build like being very strong, you still have to be quite proactive, pressing the different buttons, the unearth, the essence strain, the contagion, to make sure everything spreads. Pretty fun, pretty satisfying. It's not just like a one button build. Ruby Charm, that's the only one we don't have yet. You love the Essence Strain build? Yeah, I mean, I can totally see why. I think the normal way people play it is on Lich, right? Like, that's the most popular. Level 20. Alright, so now we're looking for Balbala. Oh god. That caught me by surprise. No FF music? Yeah, not today. Like I had said not that long ago actually, but one of the previous two streams got hit with copyright claims, which I found quite surprising, but listen, if they have the licenses, I'm not going to argue against them, right? But yeah, so now I'm like, okay, well, I'll use the music licensing library that I actually pay for anyways. Make sure we don't get none of that. It's a bummer though, I do like my Final Fantasy music and other JRPGs. Just trying to be a little bit more careful. Sergio, how you doing, man? Watching while having dinner? You're eating something good. Hope your puppy is doing well. I am going in circles. Is she down below? I guess. I mean, she has to be. She's not here. I am so terrible at reading like zone layouts in PoE 2. I really have not played enough builds, like gone through the campaign enough times to like memorize all of them at all. People are out here running through the campaign in like 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6. If you're a little bit slower, if it's like a new build or whatever that you haven't been practiced on. I'm out here doing like 15-hour campaigns regularly on these weird builds. I just don't know where I'm going half the time. I think at this point I've still only played under 10 builds total. I'm not super familiar yet. Areas need to be memorized, yeah. I am using Contagion. I'm just not the greatest at applying it regularly. I've got it here. Kapow. Yeah. Okay, Valbella. This fight's pretty good usually. We've done 7 builds this season. See, exactly. I'm not like a crazy person who, not a crazy person, but like someone who makes a ton of builds. I'm not a crazy person. Where's she hiding? I always think of this as the fart gas. Whoa. Surprised she hasn't gone into like the gas phase again. Oh, there we go. He was still purple. That's cool. The essence drain effects like stayed on her so you could see it. Almost down. There we go. That was clean. Okay, now we can... Oh god, spiders. Why are there spiders now? Okay. Now we can go back here. Oh. Takes a long time to remember the zones, yeah, the layouts, for sure. No, people like dedicate their weeks to memorizing that stuff so that they can run through the campaign faster. Yeah, I know that the contagion works that way. Is this your first hardcore character? Basically. I've played one more. Yeah, in PoE 2 specifically we're talking about. I played one other one that I got to, honestly, I think like roughly around where we are now. A ranger, but that was back in like 0.2, I want to say. Yeah, oops, get hooded one to identify, but essentially this is our first character. Well, we had another character that didn't even make it past Clearfell. 2 streams ago, our first character together. But this is, you know, our next one. Much stronger. Life recovery rate versus null. We'll keep the strength. What are we working off the boots? We got 10% move speed boots on evasion energy shield base. This has no movement speed. That's the bummer because they're pretty sweet otherwise. Let's give that an AUG. Oh. Any bosses I'm dreading? Yeah, Viper could be scary. It depends. Like if you have a lot of damage, Viper's super easy, but then so are all the bosses. Honestly, Jamanra. I think Jamanra is who I'm dreading the most. And then yeah, King Kong, but I might not do King Kong. I guess you don't have to do him right away. I could like wait till I'm over leveled and then do King Kong. But no, Jamanra's spooky for me. Are you using top or live chat? I'm using top. Oh, hold on. Well, I switched to live and it looks the same. You know what? Yeah, okay, I'm looking at this now. It's a little different. That's surprising. Okay, thanks for calling that out, Rumble Stuff. Yeah. I guess it just defaults to top chat. That's weird. Yeah, I see you now, exactly. Okay, I gotta learn how to do that. Make that my new default. Okay, is it hard as expected, or do you think it will be a long run even though you play on hardcore? Oh, dude, I have no idea. I have no idea. I hope it's a long run. I hope we can make it to... The goal is to finish the campaign. Like, that's my goal. I want to beat the campaign in hardcore, but We shall see. I can farm Despair in the zone beforehand. I have to farm out, I guess, a gem of that level. Yeah, you couldn't see any way to mark him as not spam. Yeah, okay. I think it's literally just because of the name. Like, I don't see why else. Wait, why did they take me here? I'm in the wrong spot. Where am I supposed to be? I need to be here. Okay, gotcha. We can't do the trial yet, right? Not that I want to, but it doesn't show up. I always, like, I don't know when it shows up. I always feel like I'm looking for it. Exalted Orb, woo! Rich. This is so good for clearing. It almost feels too good for Act 2. But hey, we'll take it. Here's our Impaler lady. I hit her. Proximal tangibility. Fun. Better. Okay. So many weapons. Yeah. Going for curse nodes or just spell damage and chaos damage nodes? So the plan right now is to grab these guys, like here, the hindered and spell damage stuff. But then eventually, I'm gonna grab more chaos damage. Around here and here, I think. And then yeah, I guess like curse magnitude and stuff would be good. Freeze. But I haven't looked into it. Like I'm literally winging this, guys. Oh yeah, probably grab this. Void looks good. Make our way up there after. How happy am I with Despair Oracle? I have no idea yet. So far, leveling has been fun. It's like they are blocking the caravan from going through the desert. Yeah, it might be. It shows up after defeating Baby Germanra. Okay, that's when. Okay, well, we're getting there. Gotcha. Thanks. Thanks for letting me know. It's never like... I never noticed that happen. It's just... I look and it's either there or it's not. But I usually wait, honestly, I usually wait until I'm at the final fight with Germanra before doing the trial of the second lesson. I think for sure in hardcore I might as well do that again. Augustine Torres. Everything's going great. We're making progress. In Act 2, we haven't died. Build is still alive and functional. We've been crushing the bosses, I would say. Very comfy. Oh. Congrats on 50K. Thank you so much, dude. I think the game is worth the money now. Yeah, for sure. I do. Game's been worth it. I'd say since the beginning, although I did, admittedly, like, point 1, I wasn't having the most fun with the game. Like, I liked my first playthrough. Then on subsequent ones, like the end game and stuff, was not in a great spot. Nowadays, I like PoE 2, guys. I really do. I think I might like it more than PoE 1 if I'm being 100% transparent. It's just I think like WASD and sprinting really did it for me. And then having the async trade is also amazing. As someone who does enjoy trading. But now, of course, both games have that. You know, my plan is if I die, we roll again, new build. Let's not jinx it though. Baby Jamunra. Oh my god, it starts right off the bat. No monologue or nothing. Come on, talk to me first. Ouch, that hurt. I don't have enough lightning res, do I? I am legitimately scared right now. Jesus Christ. Please no. Oh my god, I'm so sweaty. My hands are like sweat right now. Oh, stop pushing me around. I have no more flasks. I have a flask. Please leave. Whew, okay. That was close. Good lord. Yeah, 9% lightning risk. Should have thought about that before going into here. God damn. Let me take a breather. Okay. Points. Yeah, he is very scary. I usually don't have trouble with that fight at all. That was sketchy. I thought I was dead there, for reals. Okay. Despairacle lives on. Let's see if we can get a better scepter. Increased damage. Is that better than +1 to minion skills? Not sure. Probably. Well, this one has 34 as well. We're only getting like 15%. Not a lot. E.G. Akins, congrats on 50K. Thank you so much. Hugely appreciated. it's my favorite tune that I use in all of my videos. Sell. Yo, it's better. I mean, charm effect duration is kind of worse than life recovery from flasks, but we have more life and fire res, I think. Although no, we actually get more life from the strength. What's our fire res at? Now it's capped. We'll do it. Okay, 7. Vulnerability is here. Okay, Despair is like level 31. Oh, Augustine Torres. Here we go. Oh my goodness, dude. Thank you for the 50 gift memberships. Welcome all of the new members. Wow. Oh my god, dude. That's crazy. Thank you so much. Hugely appreciate the support. You can't keep getting away with this. We're not high enough level to even use this, so put that aside for now. And let's sell all of this stuff. Were you spared? It looks like it. Yeah. RIP. You're good though, you're good though. Memberships don't really... You unlock hardly anything. I do these tiny 5 to 10 minute long videos every now and then where I'm like, so this is how that video went, and let's talk about what's been going on, and blah blah blah. And this is not much. Why do I have 4 different places I can go to? This is the Trial, this is the Mammoth Graveyard, this is the City of the Waters, and this is the Valley of Titans. I like Valley of Titans. Do you recommend the unlucky damage and crits? For the... I guess we're gonna be doing like... Works amazing with armor. I have to look at the note to see exactly what you mean. It's not the inevitable critical thing, right? It's the one before it, I guess. You know, I'm probably not checking vendors often enough, or like at all. For SSF, I should be checking them more often to see if they have like resistance gears and stuff. I try and remember to do that next time we back to town. Alright, dude, I will. Once we get ascended, we will look at that. Armor becomes worth twice as much, okay. Ooh, some rare Hexer's robe. Have a look at that. Okay, dual res and 67 energy shield. Not bad, but it's not that much better. The hell? Triple res. We lose +1 to minions for triple res? Probably. Armor gives you more benefits the less damage you take, and this node basically removes chances for crits, and even if you take crit on any damage, it's disadvantage, so it's lower than it would have been. Okay, gotcha. Makes you a lot tankier. Ooh, oh, hold on. Whoa, this is our first unique. No, we got this one here, but this one's good. 100 spirit? Yo. And 6 to all res. Alright. Let's freaking go. Folding Dawn, +100 spirit. That's gonna be good because now we can, for the immediate future, we can get a bunch of Delta Warriors. But afterwards, we'll also be able to get like another Spirit Gem, fit one in. It's huge. Valiant, we don't have that yet. Okay, I think we'll like clear out this zone. We'll wake up the giant thing, and then we'll get started on the Q&A session of today's stream. We got other things we need to do besides just make progress in here. We gotta do Q&A session. We got some questions that some of you guys have asked, and any questions that you guys have live, we'll take a look at those as well. And then after that, we're going to be preparing for the Mirage League. So that's also going to take quite a bit of time. Just stop looking away while I'm in the middle of fighting packs of monsters. We have a huge army. All these extra warriors. I just noticed our armor actually looks pretty cool too. Like this right here. Not bad looking at all. More spirit than mana, yeah. Almost double. That's the 3 of them, right? Yeah. Okay. What's this space? Should be around. There we go. A lesser essence of abrasion. I guess we should do. That's the anchor one. Fun. Okay. Omen Scepter, going up. The waypoint. And then we'll wrap things up for this part. The stream will get going on that Q&A. Waypoint. Head back to town. We will check the shop. Okay. Well, we're probably not going to find a better armor than what we have, but we may find better boots and whatnot. We're looking for move speed on boots. None of those have. Gloves, 13 to life. It's got dual res though. A helmet, nothing special there. For shields and spears, useless. Okay, sell that. That's a salvage right there. I'll hold on to this for another build if we die. And with this perhaps. And that too. And that too. Like, I think we use this. We need the resistances. I think so. One less level to our unearth. Okay. When you're running SSF, do you prefer to run Magic Find and hope for good drops, or would you rather find blue and white bases and craft? Oh, that's a good question. Probably Magic Find. Yeah, I think like crafting's good. I think even with Magic Find, you can craft quite a bit. Like, you're not only gonna find rares and stuff. This build is Despair Oracle, or it will be. Right now, it's just been Essence Drain Contagion, pretty much, with Unearth, but Despair Oracle is the plan. Get there on the next stream, most likely. They killed Harbingers! Yeah. Yeah, they got rid of them. You got 3 Mirror Shards this league? Crazy. Well, they got rid of it. Mirror Shards are still in the game. But yeah, Harbingers are disappearing. They'll be back, though. Listen. Alright. So. Good drops early, craft later. Yeah, exactly. Crafting's more of a late game thing when you get access to all the Abyss stuff. Until then, it's like kind of limited. Never played original PoE. Is it worth playing now? Yeah, I would say so. They're trying to streamline the end game, and they're making the campaign more interesting as well. It's not like a new campaign or anything, but they're making it more fun. So in my mind, that's probably a good thing. I don't see why not. Yeah, I'd say now's it's good, like one of the best times to jump in, or at least maybe not right now today, but maybe like in a week when Mirage comes out. You could start playing now, but if you want to play with the rest of the players and the community, then you wait till the next league, which is next Friday. Okay, cool. So, if any of you guys do have questions for me about the videos that I've been doing, about maybe about streaming, about the channel as a whole, or about any games I've played or any of these games, you know, feel free to ask them now. Otherwise, I do have a list of questions here. So far I've got like 10 of them prepared that we'll go over, and I'll try and answer as best as I can. Many of them from Rumble stuff, but not all. A few others. And yeah, gotta go. Good luck with the stream. Thank you, dude. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Like reminder. Okay, everybody, like and subscribe. No, liking's good though. I appreciate that. Rumble, I think that's one of your questions that you already wrote, I think, but okay. Are we full of despair yet? No, we are not. Okay, let me actually make a note of all of these questions. There actually appear to be a few rolling in. Copy things over. Good questions, guys. Keep them coming. This is hard to do while things are moving. Damn it. I hope I don't accidentally time somebody out by pressing the wrong button. Oh goodness, why is it typing text white now? Okay, got a few questions. All right, let's start with one that we have right here. Question 1. Oops. Boom. Hope you guys can read that clearly. It looks good to me. Oh, I can get rid of the Despairacle. Okay, so first question that we got from Rumble Stuff. How's the work/YouTube balance looking? This is a good question. So for those of you that don't know, which is probably most of you, I don't solely do videos like full time. I still have a job, a part-time job. Currently, my schedule is I work 2 days a week at the part-time job, and those are like full days. And then the other 3 days a week I work on YouTube. Now, mind you, I also work weekends on YouTube, and I also tend to work evenings on those days that I have my regular part-time job where I work as well. But yeah, so I am on a 2-day schedule. Ideally, I'd love to be on a full-time YouTube schedule and then not have to do the other job. And we're definitely headed in that direction, financially speaking. But I am in a weird position where, with work, I'm, like with my normal job, let's say, we're a very small team, okay? We're like 6 people at this job. And if I were to just up and leave, that would make things very difficult. It's not just because like, oh, you need someone with the same skill set that I have. It's not even just that. It's that the place where I work is at somebody's home. And so they have to have like a good working like trust relationship with the people that work there. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but definitely like my goal is by the end of this year, be working on YouTube full time. I would love to do that. We'll see what happens, but that'd be the goal, and then that'd be sweet. I'd love to do this more, and then I could get like videos out way more often if I was to do that. Yep. Guild Wars 2, 2xKO, a man of culture, yeah. Alright, that is question 1. I also try to make time for like hanging out with my girlfriend and seeing family on the weekends and stuff like that. So I'm not like only working on videos. Yeah. So for the next question. Okay, this is a fun one. Favorite all-time build in Path of Exile? Both random and normal builds. Okay, let's start with the random builds. I guess we could make a differentiation between PoE 1 and PoE 2, separate those two categories as well. So in PoE 1, my favorite build of all time that I remember playing was a, how would you call it? It was like a cast when damage taken Berserker. It was such a long time ago. It was before Berserker did whatever it does now. It was a long time ago, like probably 10 years ago. And it was just this ridiculous, silly build where the idea is you have, I think, a Hungry Loop, or whatever it's called. What is it called? Is it called the Hungry Loop? Find it. PoE 1 ring. Pull that up. Oh, not the Hungry Loop. Heartbound Loop. Is that it? Heartbound Loop? Oops. I think it's Heartbound Loop. So it used, yeah, this is it. It used Heartbound Loop so that whenever your minions would die, you would take physical damage, and then that would trigger basically like a ton of spells and stuff to go off. And it was like the first build of its kind. Like nowadays we have Ward Loop and stuff, and it sort of works similarly. But back then it was like such a goofy build, kind of, you know, Jows's styles of builds, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Okay, otherwise, let's get back to the question. So that's PoE 1, that's like a normal build, and then of the random builds that I've done, I haven't done too many for PoE 1, right? I've done, let's pull that up. Go to our channel here. We've done, okay, so we did Vigilant Strike, we did Dominating Blow, yeah, Val Dominating Blow. We did Glacial Hammer, Storm Call. Flicker Strike was not a random build. Lacerate. Okay, so it's for me, it's between Lacerate Elementalist and Glacial Hammer Surfcaster. I think overall, I think I enjoyed the Glacial Hammer Surfcaster the most, to be honest. This was like a really, really solid, strong build. Really fun. I do like attack builds, and like obviously Lacerate also an attack build. But I think this one's probably my preferred one out of the two. Vigilant Strike was kind of whatever. Dominating Blow, same thing. Stormcall, this was an SSF, and I didn't get as far as I would have liked, because it ended up being like an Energy Blade character. But yeah, which I know Energy Blade is cool and strong, but in SSF and with the amount of time I had, I couldn't make it super powerful. And for PoE 2, of the random builds, I still think these two are my favorite. The Fangs of Frost was a lot of fun, because of the Chronomancer's giant AoE explosions. And then Shield Charge Chayula was just strong, man. That was just really, really strong. Well, that was a lot of fun to do as well. Lots of fun for that one. As far as non-roulette ones, I've only played like one build, non-roulette to the end game, and it was did I make a video on it? I think so. Yeah, it was this. It was high velocity rounds, Witch Hunter, which was strong. It was fun, but not as OP as some of the other stuff I've done since then, actually. Yep. Yep. Right. We got a question here from Cheesecake Master. What is your favorite childhood video game? So this one's an easy one for me to answer. There's a few games that like stand out as games that I remember playing a lot as a kid, like Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank, those series. I really enjoyed that style of like 3D platformer. You know, I kind of grew up playing those, but my favorite all-time child video game, and still my favorite video game, is Final Fantasy X. One with Tidus and Yuna, Lulu, Riku, Orin, Waka. That was Kumari. That was still one of my favorite games of all time, for sure. Let me pull up a picture of it so y'all know what the heck I'm talking about. There we go. Final Fantasy X, this one here. Yeah, it's a Japanese role-playing game, turn-based. It had the sphere grid, which was honestly like very similar, well, quite similar to PoE's tree. You can, oh, all blurry. I don't know why it's so blurry. But yeah, it had like this giant sphere grid, which like PoE's tree is, I think, loosely inspired by it. This came out first for sure. But yeah, I love that game. The story's amazing. FFX for life. Yeah, exactly. Okay, that answers that. I think the story, the music also, actually, I should mention the music because I ended up studying like guitar in what's called Cégep over here, which is like between high school and college or university, and then I also studied music in university, and like I learned to play guitar because I wanted to play music from Final Fantasy on it. No regrets there. It was a lot of fun. Alright, let's answer some questions that were just immediately asked. So, the first question we got was, do you prefer SSF over Trade League? I don't know what the best way to show that. Say that. Maybe... Hold on, I can cook. That's a good question. SSF versus Trade League. Final Fantasy X Otherworld, amazing. Yeah. For me, it was like Tizanarkin for sure. Do this on the fly. This one is from TG Aiken. Do I prefer SSF over Trade League? I would say I prefer Trade League inherently. I think SSF is really cool and it makes for some interesting challenges. And certainly if you want to like extend how long you're going to be playing the build for, SSF, absolutely. And I think you also feel the progression in SSF a lot more than in Trade League. However, as someone who has relatively limited time to play the game, Trade League has disadvantages. Being able to buy the uniques that you need, or just buy gear that will be improvements and upgrades very quickly and efficiently, excuse me, is, for me, I'd say that's kind of more important than the feeling of that long, steady progression. However, I think alternating playing SSF now and then is fun. If you just do Trade League all the time, you can get really burnt out on trying to chase that, like, the most divs per hour and all of that stuff. I try not to get too into that, but now and then I do, like, especially in PoE 1, I'd say more so than PoE 2. In PoE 1, I do tend to, like, somewhat focus on that and try and, like, make a decent amount of divines per hour so that I can afford stuff and be kind of efficient. But in SSF, you don't have to worry about none of that, which is liberating for sure, for sure. Alright. Hopefully that answers that. Here we got Goatfucker. Are you using DaVinci Resolve or something else for editing? DaVinci Resolve, actually, yeah. Use DaVinci Resolve. I've been using DaVinci Resolve since the beginning, actually. A lot of people like use other editing software first and then potentially move over to DaVinci Resolve. But I've been using it since the very start. It's free, and I had a friend that recommended me, that told me to start doing YouTube in the first place, who was already using it for his channel, and so basically he taught me some stuff, and when I had questions I could ask him, or if he had questions, and we'd like sort of figure it out together. Yeah, I've just been doing DaVinci Resolve this whole time. I do have the studio version, the paid version, but I don't use too many features from it nowadays, except for maybe the magic mask stuff. Sometimes I do that. I use it actually. I use that one effect for the spinny wheel at the beginning of all my videos to just cut it out. But you could manually do that yourself in the free version if you wanted to. It wouldn't be that hard. Alright, we got another question from Rumble Stuff, who asked, do you prefer getting wacky or strong builds? A good question. I think I prefer wacky builds. Wacky builds, I think, are like the most fun. They're silly, you know? They're just like, I love the silliness of playing something that's silly, even if it's not that good. As you guys will see in the Freesia video that I am working on, which I could give you guys a sneak peek if there's any interest in that. I have got like the first minute and a half saved, the intro saved. If you guys want to look at that, we could do that. Yeah, no, the wacky builds, I'd say, are more fun than strong builds. Like, strong builds are fun inherently because they're powerful, but I just love the silliness involved with getting something stupid to work, or to almost work. Yeah, the $400 for sure. That was an investment. Like, it was something that I decided to do after having earned that much money from the YouTube videos. Okay, here's a sort of request question. And who said that? This was Ajaman. Alright, Sajaman22 asks, could you make a video on how to scale towards the endgame? I've played multiple characters, but I never reached tier 12 or above. This is tough. I'm assuming we're talking about PoE 2 here. But scaling towards the endgame mostly involves like just playing, for me anyhow, playing around in Path of Building, which is third-party tool. PoE 2, yeah. And like opening this up, importing your character, which let's see if we can do that. Oh. Opened on another screen. We do a new character. You go import your character, you authorize you connect your account here, then you import your character, and then you can sort of tweak things. You can go here and look for uniques that might be improvements. You can even use the trade for these items. Once you've configured the skills and all that to be accurate and the configuration page to be as accurate as you can click on items and then trade for these items and then like adjust this, the search weights, to then be to remove EHP. But for me, scaling, typically the problem is getting enough damage. Enough defense, I play glass cannon, so I don't really care. Defense is nice to have, but it's a nice to have, not a necessity, unless you're playing hardcore, obviously. So then you could just like, if you want to find a weapon upgrade, you click on this, you go execute, and then it's gonna find, you open this up, and then it'll find stuff that will match what you're looking for. And you might find some improvements that way. I tend to do that. That helps a lot. And then also, you know, you can just like click on things and it'll, or hover over rather, and it'll tell you what the improvements to these, to your character will be. And so you can sort of discover which nodes that are nearby are worth. You can also use this show node power. Yeah, a lot of stuff. As far as making a dedicated video towards it, I could, but I think maybe I'd be better off doing like a stream focused on that as opposed to a full-on video. But I'll consider it. Who sent this one? Barcasted UK asks, do you take inspiration from any other creators? Of course, always. I think everybody does. So if we're looking at just from a pure like video making perspective, then I would say there's a lot of channels that I take inspiration from, especially like nowadays that I'm doing these 0 to hero runs. So obviously you have in the PoE space Exiled Cat and Mage Fist, which both do not quite like exactly the same, but they're doing 0 to hero videos, and they have been for a long time. So definitely those two guys. Although I'd say like their style is a bit more fast-paced than what I do. Since they like go through and like the campaign, they're done their campaign section in their videos like a minute or two in, whereas, you know, I get 20-30 minutes in before I'm done the campaign. But I like to take it more slowly and a bit more detailed. But those guys for sure. And then outside of the PoE space, there's channels like one of the big ones that I like watching now, because it's just so entertaining, so fun. I pulled it. I will find it. It's Deep Pocket Monster. I don't know if you guys know who that is. But this guy right here, Deep Pocket Monster, these videos I'd say are my biggest inspiration for what I'm doing now with the channel. He does these crazy challenges where he tries to collect like entire sets of Pokemon cards in like a couple days, or depending on what it is, sometimes it's a full year, it varies. But the format, the attitude, the playfulness, the respect towards other people, that's the kind of thing that I'm going for. And the editing, the pacing, trying to not imitate, but like to have my own spin on that. So this guy, and lately I've also discovered another channel, lately as in like a couple of months ago, Willjum, who does Rust videos, or kind of challenge videos, kind of just him playing and doing these wacky builds in Rust, where he like builds these bases and stuff. And these are just so much fun to watch. They're really there's something very peaceful about watching him try and do like things in Rust that are kind of crazy, and he just tries to survive, and it's fun. It's like his editing is very, very chill. The music's good, and yeah, so I would like to be able to edit my videos a bit more to his pace. I feel like right now my videos are very fast paced. There's not necessarily a bad thing, but I would like to maybe lean a bit more towards the slower pace. Not to the point that it's slow, but I don't want it to be like go all the time. This guy's got really nice pacing. Something I want to work on in my videos. Oh, have I watched Bouch's videos or Loot Goblin? Yes. Zarfin and Nuclear Rabbit and stuff. Yeah, honestly, Zarfin's video, He's right here. Zarfin's... This video was the first video of Zarfin's that I watched. Diablo 2, but I'm putting all my stats into dexterity. And I watched that, and I believe that is what triggered me to like really give these Zero to Hero runs like a real go. Was watching that. I was like, okay, I kind of studied what he did, and yeah, and now we've spoken a few times, him and I, and he's a great guy, and he's helped me on my journey as well to grow the channel and like make better videos. So shout out to Zarfin. Same goes for Nuclear Rabbit also. For sure. These guys make some great videos, and if you haven't checked them out, I think you'll enjoy them if you like my stuff. Another question we got was, now that the season has had time to mature, how would you rate Fate of the Val, the Val Temple, and the State of Balance in this season? Ooh. Yeah, that was from Yamato Cannon 985. So, Fate of the Val was really cool. I do like the Val Temple. However, the launch state of it was a bit chaotic. And what ended up happening with the whole snakes and all that, like, I personally haven't done a Val Temple snake thing at all. So the effect that it's had on me has purely been economical, of the prices of things going like kind of crazy. But because I'm not the one making these temples, it hasn't had that huge of an effect, because yes, the economy is kind of weird, but everything just balances out anyways. I did like the season though. Fate of the Val was really fun. I do like the temple mechanic, as it were. It's a little convoluted, but they've made it a bit easier to understand. I do wish that like you knew which rooms were doing what. I think they kind of adjusted that a little bit now, so you can like hover over them and it sort of tells you what it does, but previously it didn't tell you anything at all at like League Start. But overall, I think the state of the balance is, I don't know, I'm not an expert in balance, man. I'm really not, but it's better than it's been, I can say that. Previously, a lot of builds, or you would have builds like the Lightning Spear, which was just like every Ascendancy was playing Lightning Spear, because it was so strong. And I don't think we had that situation this time, so that's good. Do I play games like Valheim and Shrouded? I've played Valheim before, but not a whole lot. Maybe like 10-15 hours, something like that. Okay, Augustine Torres asks, what mechanic from PoE 1 do you think would completely break PoE 2 if added unchanged? Wow. Unchanged would completely break PoE 2. I've got to think about that. Because what's not in it? Like, Blight isn't in it. But I think Blight could just straight up, you could just transfer it over and it would work. Well, what other mechanics have we got that aren't in it? Let's see. Let's open up the PoE 1 wiki. Wherever you even find that. Leagues? I guess we can look at Leagues. Oh, what's this? Go this way. Mercenaries, well that's not in. Settlers. Okay, well Settlers isn't in. I guess that would be weird. Affliction. Affliction's kind of in there already. Sanctum's in there. What do we have in PoE 1 that we don't have? Like, there's Heist and stuff, but would it break the game? I don't think so. I think they could work. Or Harvest. Blight would destroy the frames per second. That is true. That's a good point. Legion. We don't have Legion, but I don't think it would break anything. Legion Legion would work pretty easily, I think. Just transfer that over. Harvest, I guess, but that's just like the crafting side of things would be... I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. I think it'd be okay. Essence we have... No, I don't think there's anything that like would particularly just like ruin the game. Like, we've already got a lot of it is already actually in PoE 2 in one way or another. At least for the things that are currently still in PoE 1. Delve? But no, people want Delve anyways. Betrayal. Betrayal would be really annoying. If you just get suddenly, like, the assassination ones, and someone just spawns on you and you get one shot, I would not like that in PoE 2. That would break my spirits. Does that count? Okay, let's go back to some of these other ones. Nemesis when it got added in PoE 1, yeah. Alright, we got this question from Nuka Cola Llama. Congrats! Of the random wheel builds you've done, which one do you think taught you the most about PoE 1 or 2 and why? That's a great question. Which one taught me the most? I think, like, out of the PoE 2 videos, the builds, probably the gas arrow one, because I learned so much about crafting in that video. Because I forced myself to start every piece of gear from a white base. I had to craft it all myself, and yeah, I'd say that one's the one I learned the most. I actually learned how to craft in that. That's not to say that I can craft just about anything, I certainly can't, but I learned the process for learning how to craft, let's say. That makes sense. And then as far as PoE 1 goes, that's hard to say. I wouldn't say I really learned that much in the PoE 1 videos, to be completely honest. So I guess like the Stormcall one, because I had never played an Energy Blade build before, I did learn how that scaling works. But as far as like actually learning mechanics or like getting better at the game, I don't think I really learned much during these. They're fun to do and it's fun to experiment and figure out, but it's not on the same level as like this where I force myself to craft things. But I also just have like a way higher base knowledge about PoE 1 versus PoE 2 because it's just been around so much longer and I've been playing so much longer. Oh yeah, Farcasted UK, yeah. Thighworm is great too. Definitely check him out, guys, if you have not. Let's look him up. Thighworm. The U? Is it a U? I think it's a U. Oh no, it's not. Okay. Thighworm, this guy. Yeah, he makes some good videos, and he's been using the wheel as well, so he gets some fun stuff with his wheels. He's even done like Foulborn specific uniques. Yeah, he's crushing it. Doing these crazy, and he does it in solo self-found too, which is extra impressive. Okay, what else have we got here? I don't think I missed any questions from here. Oh, okay, no, I did miss one. Here we go. From Cavalder. We have the question, when you make random builds, do you spend more time playing the game on or doing the theory stuff on PoE Ninja and Path of Building? Definitely more time playing the game, but there certainly is an amount of time where I'm theory crafting or trying to figure out how I can improve my build outside of actually playing the game. That doesn't get tracked in the hours that I sometimes mention at the ends of my videos. So yeah, I would say that I spend more time doing the just playing the game than doing the theory crafting, but like probably for every build that I play, like I don't know, let's say 40 hours of, I probably have a solid like 5 to 10 hours of like outside of that, either planning or just looking things up. Like sometimes when I'm on the bus on the way to work, I'll like look up potential uniques that I could use, or just look up at PoE Ninja especially. I do like doing that. Comparing other people that are playing the same skills or similar skills and like how they're scaling their builds. This is definitely something that I do. But yeah, as far as like which one is actually more time, definitely playing the game. Yeah, I realized I missed your question. Rumble stuff straight up. How old is Schwingy? 32. 32. Let's get another question up. Okay, this one is from Ninja96. Are you going to try the Neo series? Neo 3 came out a couple days ago on Steam and it's amazing. I've never played Neo. It's a series that I've been keeping my eyes on for years. I've had Neo 1 and 2 on my Steam wishlist for that long. And you know what? I've never bought them. They seem like, I feel like they would be a perfect match for kind of games that I like to play. And I did play Final Fantasy Strangers of Paradise, which is made by the same studio that makes Neo. Strangers of Paradise. Yeah. This game. Oh, okay, well, whatever. It's kind of like a Souls-like, but Final Fantasy, but it's also got loot. So I played that one, and listen, it'd be something I would like to play. I could see myself playing these and really enjoying them. But the other thing is, as far as Souls-likes go, the only one I think I've ever finished was Lies of P. You're almost done with your second playthrough, and it is damn good, of Neo 3. Okay. Listen, I'll put it back on my wish list. Do you have to go in order 1, 2, 3, or can you just hop in on Neo 3? Schwingy is old, confirmed. Yeah. I guess if over 30 equals old, then yeah. But I do feel like Neo is like up my alley. The loot and the actual like action gameplay, I love that. So I think that's why I like PoE 2 more right now than PoE 1, because the bosses, like, you actually have to focus and concentrate and dodge and stuff, and you kind of have to do that in PoE 1 for the pinnacle bosses. But like, it takes so long to get there for those to actually matter and stuff, and sometimes you get there and you're like already strong enough that you're just not having a hard time doing them. So it's weird. That's the same question. Okay, we got this one from EGB. Are there any other games that you could use a random build roulette for that you'd like to try out? Man, this is tough. The thing about Path of Exile, and that makes it a good fit for the build roulette, is that you can mix and match skills with different classes. So that makes for these interesting combinations that most people wouldn't try out. Alright, so if we look at a game, for example, Diablo, any of the Diablos, all of the skills are tied to the classes. Now I could do a wheel and say, like, get a random skill, and then just force playing that skill, and it could be interesting because it's like maybe not a powerful skill, and maybe that makes it fun. But I feel like the explorative aspect of these build roulettes that we do on this channel would be lost, because you're kind of shoehorned into doing it in a certain way, whereas in, you know, either PoE you can really, you could do it totally different if you have like X class with X skill, and it's with Y skill. It's like completely different versus another class. And you could like scale it in a different way and all that. I think the game that comes the closest to maybe doing that would be Last Epoch. I don't know, I'm just not very excited about playing Last Epoch anymore, which is a shame, because when it was coming out, when it released, it was really good. It was really good for that. Titan Quest 2 would be good for that, maybe? Yeah, I have to play more of that. I've only played the first act after that first release. Maybe Titan Quest 2 would be a good match for that. Because I think in that one too, you're not like tied your class to your specific skill, right? I forget how it works. I think it is tied, but you get to have multiple classes. I'm not entirely sure. But maybe Titan Quest 2 would be something to look into. Last Epoch just does not have the production quality to keep up with PoE 2 or D4. I agree, unfortunately. Yeah. It's something about it. It just doesn't feel as impactful. And PoE 2 really sets the bar high, man. Gotta say. That's my answer. If there are other games that have like random builds you can do, like I don't know, like if there was like a Monster Hunter game with like actual like weird classes and stuff, that could be interesting, but to my knowledge, I don't really know many of those like that. And like roguelikes inherently do that automatically. So like there's the whole roguelike genre, which I do enjoy playing. But I'm not gonna make, you know, build roulette videos for a roguelike. Okay, we got another question here. Bargavram6160. Any plans on making a VODs or clips channel, or maybe have dedicated playlists in this channel for that? I personally enjoy binging your content and totally up to binging on raw VODs if I miss a stream. What's your thoughts on this? Something I've thought about, I've considered, and I think it would be fun to do. However, I have to not be the one making the, like, editing the clips video, because that'll take away from me being able to edit the other stuff. So if I have an editor who wants to do that, then I think that would be a possibility. Until then, less so. At the same time, while we're on the subject, I would love to make like YouTube shorts of like build roulette stuff. I think it could be fun. I think I'm pretty sure that I have like a format that would work and that would be very popular and could grow the channel even further. However, I don't have the time to work on that. I'm already kind of overloaded just trying to get these videos out for you guys, the 0 to Hero ones. So to add extra loads of work on top of that is not doable right now, but I would like to do that in the long run. In Monster Hunter, you could roulette for the armor. That'd be interesting. Yeah, I suppose you could get a weird armor and like weapon combo. That's true. It could be. There's some potential there. Okay. Elder Scrolls Online has that? Oh, I don't know. I've never played that. I've never played Elder Scrolls Online. I played Skyrim. That's the extent of my Elder Scrolls experience, actually. I haven't even beaten it, but I've probably got like 100 hours in Skyrim on different characters doing random different stuff. And that's not even counting me trying to load up a bajillion mods, and then for me to only play for like 2 hours and be like, yeah, okay, I'm good. Alright, Rumble Stuff asks, do you have any ideas for series or videos you want to try doing different from what you've previously done? Not really for like different series or videos. I guess like part of me wonders if the videos would do well if I were to like, instead of doing a build roulette video, for instance, I did like a, you know, gambling only 0 to Hero, or you can't use I don't know, another like crafting only thing but an SSF, or magic items only, that kind of thing. I don't know if that would be like more successful or not. It's something I've thought about, but I think part of like the fun is trying to solve these weird builds and like not trying too hard. I think that people appreciate that I'm not doing something like that. That I'm not like just being like, alright, let's make this game as hard as possible and like impress you. Because my goal is never really to impress people. Sorry. My goal is not to impress people with builds. My goal is to just show like how you can get through the game and have fun doing these weird builds, and that you don't have to do meta. That's kind of what I like doing. Yeah. As far as like other, I mean, like there's other games I'd love to play, like maybe Diablo or even like non-build roulette. I could do like playthroughs of other games that are interesting to me and like try and build a story around it. I don't know. It could be fun. It's stuff I've thought about, like other games that I play, because I do play other games. I don't just play Path of Exile. Melee No Spirit Challenge. YouTube, I can't use potions, but the thing is, there are people that are doing these kinds of challenge videos now, and they have much more time / they are much better at the game than me. That's just facts. Like we had Vortigern's Void in here earlier. Let me pull this up. If you guys aren't familiar, I don't know if I have to type it, but whatever. This is him, right? Yes. The Vortican over here. He does these crazy challenges in PoE 1 and PoE 2. Like he beat PoE 1 without flasks. He beat it using only grafts. He beat PoE 2 with just curses and stuff like that. He beat PoE 1 100% in SSF, 40 out of 40 challenges, using only the Mercenary. And he's done gearless acts through acts 1 to 3 on almost every class, or maybe every class. Go check him out if you're into that kind of stuff. For sure. These guys are way better at the game. They've got way more hours. They're much more familiar with the ins and outs of the game, and they're good at it. They're good at it. They're really good at it. So yeah, I'd say go look to them because they are better at that than me, for sure. But yeah, maybe with just like other games in general, and then doing like doesn't have to be build roulette, but just doing playthroughs of other games would be fun. But I'd probably do that on a different channel. I'd probably start a new channel for that. I don't know. That's one of the things. But it also would take away from time from doing this. So maybe when I have like 500 million subscribers, then I'll do it. Then I can branch out when I'm big enough, but I don't think we're there yet. I think if I were to do that now, it'd be a regret. I don't think the videos would do well, just because viewers are like a certain type of video and they come to expect it, and that's totally fine. That's the way YouTube works. Are there any goals you hope to reach this year? 2026, let's say. Let's see. Well, as mentioned earlier, I would love to do this full-time by the end of the year. I'm thinking, like, I think that PoE 2 will be, like, in 1.0 full launch this December. It looks looking likely, because they're doing the whole ExileCon thing. So that would be a goal, and that would be a good time to do it, to go full-time. Otherwise, I mean, I guess another milestone for the channel would be like hitting 75k. I'd say 100k, but I don't think that's gonna happen. That would require a lot of time investment to do that, which is, you know, it's not impossible. And if we were to add in shorts and stuff, it could happen, but at the rate we're going, 75k is much more realistic. So that'll be my goal. Anyways, we're freaking tearing it up, getting so many subscribers lately. It's been pretty crazy. Besides that, just have fun, play some more wacky builds, and hope you guys enjoy them, pretty much. Pleasureman asks, have you ever tried a factory game like Satisfactory or Factorio? I haven't. They look interesting, but I don't own any of them. And I'd be afraid that I would get addicted to them. And then, you know, where are the PoE videos gonna be coming from? Not for me if I'm making those. If I'm playing that game instead. Have you done any builds that you simply didn't show because you either had so little fun with it or because it was simply too bad for you to get anywhere? Not really. Not since you guys have been watching these videos. I had done a tentative 0 to hero video, like, I want to say 2-3 years ago, where I played through the entire campaign, got to the 2 void stones in solo self-found on a off-meta build. I forget what it was. I think it was like Crackling Lance Elementalist or something like that. And I recorded... What did I do? I recorded the intro for sure. I know I edited my intro for that video, and I was super pumped, excited to do it. And then just the overwhelming amount of work that was involved with actually throwing that together threw me off. So I never finished that video, and I don't think I still have the footage anymore. I don't think so. But that's the only one, really. Otherwise, earlier I mentioned that there was like a shorts, YouTube Shorts format that I think would be successful, where I don't want to give it away, But basically there were a couple builds involved where I just tested it out very loosely to see how I could potentially do that. And I haven't shown it yet because I would need to commit, and I have not committed to shorts. I don't want to just put out like 2 YouTube shorts and then call it a day. If I were to do shorts, it'd be the kind of thing where like you could expect like almost daily shorts. I feel like that's how you got to do it for it to actually be effective as a growing tool. But no, there was nothing like simply too bad. Like honestly, the worst one, and I've said it before, was the Unearthed Family Legionnaire, and I was considering not finishing that one because it took me 2 months to do it, but I still did it. I persevered, pulled through, and we got it. We got it done, and now look at it. 300,000 views 6 months ago. It was worth it. It was worth it in the end. I think that's it for all the questions. Any other questions you guys got? Those are all the ones that I had saved up. I could do a quick check on the YouTube post. Let me see. If there were any new ones added, but I don't think so. Nope, none that I see. We as viewers like to see people suffer and somehow succeed. Yeah, there's definitely an element of like, when something is challenging and then you overcome it, it is satisfying. I totally get that. Could you do random unique challenge? You have to make a build around a specific unique that is lesser used. Yeah, that'd be cool. I have considered that. Let me write that down. Over here. Hogan88, do you remember what your question was? I don't think I've got your name here. I don't think I saw your question. Unless you go by a different name. As far as this though, yeah, it would be cool. It's something I've considered. The issue is, I guess, like, you can't do it in SSF. And then, like, which uniques count, which ones don't. I guess it could be fun to do, though. I mentioned earlier, like, Thighworm, he does do some similar stuff like that. You did in the comment of a video. Oh, in the comment of a video. Okay, let me see. I don't think I've seen that. I mean, if you remember what your question is right now, it would be easiest if you just write it in the chat, but I will try and find it real quick. Oh, that, yes, okay, gotcha. Yes, I haven't mentioned that, but that is something that I, okay, so here's, alright. One thought process at a time. Okay, we got Ogan88, who asked something along the lines of, would you consider doing a community challenge where you spin the wheels and anyone who wants to can do the same build as you? Let's call it that. So, get rid of that typo. This is more or less the question, right? I think this would be a really cool idea. And I was gonna mention it when we spun for this PoE1 upcoming League Mirage. That, yeah, if anybody wants to also do the same build, it'd be like an open invitation to do that, and then it'd be cool to check in on each other and like bounce ideas off of one another in Discord or wherever. I I think this is a really cool idea, and I think it might be something that I could start doing, and if people actually participate, then it could be something that I do regularly, like on each build. Because yeah, there's like a bit of like, I kind of like keeping it a surprise until the video is actually ready. However, at the same time, I think like, I think that like people not knowing what build I'm gonna be doing next is not that big a deal. Like even if you know ahead of time, you could still be excited for it. Would be interesting, a 1 month timer on it, have Discord channel for it. Yeah, exactly. That could be cool. That could be really cool. I think it's a good idea. I think we should do that. Actually, I don't know if the Discord channel is mentioned in the description of this stream. If it's not, I'll try to remember to add it afterwards. But if you go on any of my other videos, you can definitely join the Discord there if you haven't already. But yeah, that's a really cool idea. And then you have like a community of people, you know, maybe we're only like 5 people doing the build, but that could still, that's like 4 more than otherwise. Would be really interesting. You could have an opt-in on Discord so that people who wanted to participate would know about the build. And you don't make it like quite public, but people who want to participate. Yeah, that's an idea. That's an idea. I'd have to learn how to do all of that stuff. I'm such a Discord newbie. I don't know anything about how to set things up properly, like how to set up roles and all that stuff. It'd be something I'd love to do, but I don't know how to do it. I have to look into it. Cool video out of it, like reviewing community builds. Yeah, I guess it'd be like an extra video at the end, or I just like shout out other people's builds that they did if they record any footage and all. One for my support channel, one for the community one. So it could be separate, but I think it'd be fun if we're like doing the same build. I don't know. I'm gonna think about. But yeah, I do like this idea. I will think about it some more and figure out what the best way to present it is. I think this is a great idea. I could see some people getting involved, which is cool. You can help with Discord? Okay. Are you on our Discord already? If not, yeah, you can find it in, for sure in other videos as descriptions. Let me close this, I don't need that. I think that's it for these questions. I think maybe now it's time for us to go ahead and start like spinning the wheel for Mirage. What do you guys say? Yeah, same ascendancy and skill, exactly. Like you just did the combination and you do whatever you want with it. Yeah. Same suggestion I was doing. How about casual, hardcore co-op experience? Dude, that is like totally different from what I do. Oh, actually, I could link the Discord, can't I? Hold on. Yes, good point. Hope you guys didn't hear that. I don't know what that was. How do I link invite? Invite to server. Grab the link. Okay, I think this should be it. That should be the invitation to the server for those of you that are not in it that want to be. Okay, yes, spinning wheel time. Let's do this. I've already updated the wheels to have the new stuff for the new league. So the new holy skills are in there, and the new ascendancy is also in there. PoE1, what do I do first? I usually do skill first, and then ascendancy, right? PoE1, PoE1 main. No, is this right? Yes. I sorted this holy stuff in there. Yes. All right. Shuffle it up. Okay, guys. This is the moment. we've all been waiting for. Let me move my camera here for this. So I think I went through and removed all of the skills that weren't actual damaging skills. There might be a couple that made it. Oh, share the wheel in chat. Yes. Good idea. Okay, so this is the skills one. And then I'll share the ascendancy one. Actually, I'll just share the ascendancy one right now as well. This one here, shared. And this one is ascendancies. Paladin Smash. You mean the holy hammers? If that's what you mean, then yes. Anything that's given by an ascendancy is not included, because you're not guaranteed to get that ascendancy. The holy hammer does look really cool, yeah. I got like holy sweeps in here. What else? All of the new holy stuff, the new retaliation skills in there. Bloodline ascendancies. Man, that'd be weird. It could be done. I could make one if you guys want to use it, but I feel like if you're gonna use a bloodline ascendancy, like you kind of want to use something that actually matters to your build. They're so specific. I could make one and then link it later. But yeah, it's not a priority, I would say. I think I've got all the holy stuff in here though. I made sure to include them. I looked at the patch notes. They had a list of new ones. I didn't include any of the transfigured gems because I don't include transfigured gems in here. I say like if you get a skill and you want to use the transfigured version, go for it. That's the way I see things. Okay, let's spin. Here goes nothing. Actually, play the audio. I spin. Oh, it does. Come on, something good. What is this? Divine Retribution? Is that the new one? What is that? Divine Retribution. Oh good, it's the retaliation one. Oh Jesus. It's a spell too. They retaliate against a blocked hit with a surge. Zoom in. Retaliate against a blocked hit with a surge of divine power, causing multiple waves of lightning bursts to expand outwards from a target location. The skill cannot be triggered or used by totems, traps, or mines. So you gotta block and then retaliate with that. Alrighty. It might be fun. Hey, it might be fun. The whole blocking thing. So hopefully we get like an ascendancy that can gel with that nicely. We shall see. As a cooldown as well. 5-second cooldown. Oh, good lord. Okay. That'll be fun to figure out. That'll be fun to figure out. And then let's see which ascendancy we get. Hopefully something that kind of fits the theme. Okay, a Juggernaut. That's not too bad, at least. Or kind of close-ish to the notes we might want to go for. All right, Juggernaut, Divine Retribution. Equip 2 shields? I don't think you can. That'd be sick though. Okay, so let me change the text here temporarily. Divine Retribution. Yeah, exactly. I'm close to the block nodes. All right, so that's what we got, and then we can close that open. Let's open up Path of Building. So this Divine Retribution is not one of the new skills. Oh, I'll put the music back on. A little quiet. There we go. Grab the Marauder, Juggernaut, and let's add the Divine Retribution skill. So, retaliate against a blocked hit with a surge of divine power, causing multiple waves of lightning bursts to expand hours from a target location. Skill cannot be triggered, blah blah blah. It's a spell. It's got the AoE tag, got lightning, physical, and it's retaliation. Did they update this one? I don't think this one got updated, did they? I think it was, they added a new one, is what I understood. Maybe they did update this one as well. Let's take a look. No, it's not in here, so it hasn't been touched. They added a new one. They added a new, like, retaliation skill. Holy Hammer, Divine Blast. Yeah, this one, I think. Maybe it's a different one, I don't know. Oh, Shield of Light, this is the one. Retaliate against a blockade with a sweep of your shield. It's weird that there's like two of them that are similar, but whatever, I guess they're different enough. Okay, so we need to know how we're gonna scale this. It's a spell. We gotta scale spell damage. We'll have to scale probably crit. We're going to want a lot of block. So I guess that should be the first thing that we look for is increased block. We're going to want attack block and spell block. How are we going to get spell block? Hypothetically, let's say we go here, grab all the life nodes. Probably grab these two. Could do like a thorns type of style. I don't know if that's like doable, but something worth considering maybe. Grab this one, block recovery. Probably go through here, grab all this life. Come here for these nodes. Well, physical attack damage. No, we don't need physical attack damage, that's the thing. These are kind of wasted, but maybe we need them. Endurance charge on kill is not bad. That's the block. Okay, we definitely want to come down here. We can grab this one. So we get a bunch of spell block. Thorns for trash clear and the fancy skill for big hits on boss. Yeah, that's a good idea. If we can get Thorns to actually do the thing that we want it to do. I've never played a Thorns build in PoE 1. I don't even, like... I've not heard of people really doing that. In PoE 2, I know it's a thing. Kaltorak is a legend of Thorns builds, but, yeah. Glancing Blows. Maybe we take that, maybe not, if we need to, but, chance to block. Oh, retaliation skills deal additional damage. Okay, there are specific retaliation skill nodes. Good to know. And then we've got some masteries as well. Retaliation skills. Debilitate. Increased armor for each different one you've used. No. 10 times for you when you use a different one. Okay, 10% chance when you use a retaliation skill for a different retaliation skill to become usable. Well, that's weird. What does the debilitate do? I don't actually know what debilitate does. I'm gonna go look that up. You are slowed and deal less damage. Oh, okay. This makes us, like, take less damage, basically. Greetings from Lithuania. I found your channel recently. Keep it up. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that. think it was cool when he made this first ever Thorns video, but after his PewDie tourist incident, he disliked him. The tourist thing was a bit unfortunate. I think the point that he was trying to get across, while he did say it in a bit of a more heated way than he needed to, the point he was trying to get across I think was valid. And a lot of people that were being annoying about how they complaining about the game did afterwards shut up, so I think it was effective. Are there other retaliation circles? Yes, clusters. We're almost up. I'm gonna head off to sleep. Alright, dude, have a good night. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for all the questions that you ask. Helped a lot to structure this. Retaliation skills deal increased damage. Yes, we want all of this stuff. Retaliation skills fortify on melee hit. Yeah. Tempest Shield. Yeah, what does Tempest Shield do? I forget now. I know it gives you like more block chance. Yeah, spell block chance, immunity to shock. Plus up to dealing organized attacks when you block them. Yeah, that'd be great. For sure, we'll add that. It's got the lightning damage, which we are also doing. And it is a spell. Okay. You can actually change. You can actually like scale that, I guess, with spell damage. Should rush glancing blows. Okay. Yeah, because then you get a bunch more block. Let's give ourselves a shield, actually. Do they not have just like regular shields? Oh. Colossal Tower Shield. There we go. Probably gonna want to do armor, maybe armor energy shield. I'm not really entirely sure, but maybe armor energy shield actually. Although we are a juggernaut, right? And we can benefit from like the double armor or something like that. Let's look at what the jug does. Untiring, life regen. Okay. Armor from equipped body armor is doubled. And the armor also applies to chaos damage. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking of. Boost speed cannot be stunned. This thing's really good. Probably gonna grab that, honestly. Attack speed. Not an attack, so we don't need that. Endurance charge when you are hit. And then you can scale damage based off of endurance charges. And get more AoE as well. That could be good. And then this as well. The reduced damage. Yep. I think probably we take like something like this, maybe this here instead. We don't need that. Maybe we grab this, but probably not right away. I don't know which one you'd go for first. What do you guys think? Unflinching first? Aw. Cannot be stunned is really nice. And the move speed doesn't hurt. But while leveling, I'm not sure the most helpful. I think maybe this, that last. Not really sure. Oh, we got more retaliation stuff right here. It's a bunch of AoE. And now we want to look for maybe spell damage. We are kind of far, although if we stack strength you could get this as well. Possible. Grab jewel sockets while we're in the area as well. Stack endurance charges. Yeah. Something like that. Okay, here there's tons of spell damage. Energy shield from, yeah, we could go up here. Grab these as well. Oh, and here you can get 5% block attack for 5% chance to block. Okay, you get even more block what is our block at right now? 78 and 78. Okay, that's because we have glancing blows though, right? No, we don't even have glancing blows. Yo. Something to consider. But yeah, when you're leveling, it'll be good. I'll click on it. Vengeful Cry work in combo with Divine Retribution. Ooh, what is Vengeful Cry? Oh. It's a Retaliation War Cry. I have not heard of this. Retaliate against a savage hit with a War Cry, taunting all nearby enemies to attack the user. The user and nearby allies gain a buff which grants rage and prevents rage from being lost. Minions gain rage. Minions cannot gain rage. So you would cast it. You would get a buff that doesn't really affect us. This rage won't matter. This rage is only increases attack damage, is that right? I hope that the microphone is not picking up. Oh my god, what are they doing upstairs? Yeah, so rage is just attack damage. No forgiveness is good. Let's look up that. Right here. What's it do? 20% chance for user retaliation skills. Oh, to remain. Ah, yeah, that would be good for a anoint because it's kind of far otherwise. Oh wait, no, you can't even get it without anointing it. Oh, it's one of those weird ones. Oh, cool. Okay, I'll put that as a note. Use no forgiveness. Spell Rage is a thing in PoE 2 as well. You can get it to affect spells. But yeah, PoE 1 not really. Probably grab these life notes while we're in the area. Okay, let's look at what supports we would want to use on our Divine Retribution. Okay, this is weird. Let me move the camera again. I feel like this is just not correct. Fist to lightning, maybe. How are we gonna get this to actually do damage? Damn. If we do, what's it called? Sigil of Power, that gives you, yeah, extra damage per stage. So the still gain stages as you spend mana in this area. Ah, so I wouldn't gain that many stages, I don't think. This is gonna be a weird build, guys. I've played Retaliation build before. It was the Gladiator Eviscerate, I think is what it's called. And that was actually very strong. I played that in hardcore and got to like level 80 something. But I have not played this one. Let's take a look at PoE Ninja, see if anybody has played this recently. And maybe get some ideas. One. Keepers. Fine. Retribution. 0.1% play rate. We love to see it. They're all gladiators. Elementalist Hierophant. Arsenal of Vengeance. What is that? I don't know what that is. Arsenal of Vengeance. Damaging retaliation skills become usable every 6th hit from enemies instead of after blocking. Okay. I don't know how much better that would be. Yeah. Could be good if you don't have much block chance, but otherwise I feel like it probably wouldn't be that good. We'll add Vengeful Cry here just as something to consider. And we can put the Mastery, might as well. This one here. We'll see how that feels when we actually play. But yeah, back to Pewee Ninja. Okay, so there are people that are actually straight up playing this as their DPS. That's good. Good sign. And they're all crazy life stackers. 30,000 life. Oh, good lord. Okay. That's kind of insane. So they're getting their damage from stacking an insane amount of life. Are there any of them not doing that? 93% of them are Wrathpith Globe. Do we do a Wrathpith Globe Juggernaut? Let's take that off. What are we left with? Not much damage, not much damage. This person has some damage. They're doing Energy Blade. Yeah, okay. Okay, well it is good to know that that is a way to do it. Okay, we can actually still look at the supports though and get a general idea. What are people doing supports-wise? So it looks like Awaken Spell Cascade. Although that's not even going to be in the game anymore. Maybe there'll be something similar to it, but I'm not sure. Intensify. Support skills that you cast yourself. And they gain intensity, and then when you cast them with max of 3, it does more damage per intensity. Yeah, that makes sense, since you're not casting it constantly. Let me throw that on there. And then intensity go up to 3. Sacrifice, this is the thing. Yeah, okay, this increases chaos damage, but it makes it so that you can sacrifice your life to cast it. And they gain a ton of extra damage based on your life. Yeah. I think there were a few more retaliation notes further south I did not review. Is that so? Oh yes, there's like a whole wheel, huh? Increased damage. Oh yeah, okay, I guess we should come down here and grab that. And then this is increased speed versus cooldown recovery rate. Okay, we want cooldown. Every 4th retaliation you skill you use always crits. Yo, that's interesting. That's cool. And these ones have CDR. They can last longer. That's right, that is pretty helpful. Oh man, this is gonna be a weird build, guys. Catching up on Despairacle, what happened? Oh, nothing happened. He's still alive and well in Act 2. We've simply moved on to the other part of the stream where now we are doing build prep for Mirage League this coming Friday. But we will continue the Despairacle journey in future streams. I don't know when the next one will be. We'll try and keep these relatively weekly, ideally, but we'll see as time permits. As time permits, for sure. Spiny round shield looks like an interesting unique for the build. Let's have a look. What's so special about it? That it has a lot of block chance and the block recovery? I was like, this isn't a unique. It's just maybe the best base, you think? But then we don't get any energy shield. Energy shield. We get evasion instead. Which I think we're not going to have any scaling properties for evasion. Oh my god, there's a node called Retaliation that has nothing to do with retaliation. Bitter Instinct. Okay, there's a unique. Okay. Let's look. That makes more sense. Retaliation skills deal 50 to 100% increased damage. Ah. Damage and retaliation skills become usable every 4 seconds, so you don't have to get that block requirement anymore. And they last longer, and you get to reflect. That's interesting. I'll put it on the list of items to consider. Put it here. Maybe, and then also was Wrathpith Globe for life stacking variant, very end game. But maybe that's what we go for. If that's the easier way to do it, that I actually get some really good damage on it, that might be what we do. We'll see. Bitter Instinct, highlight that. The unique. And that. I wasn't done looking at supports. Second win, so you can do it a second time. Yeah. So I guess if it becomes active, and then you have the second win thing, you can use it twice in a row instead of just the one time. That'd be pretty good. Expert Retaliation. I mean, this just makes sense. Yeah, Expert Retaliation, we gotta put that in there. Can win possibly, but we'll look at what other people are doing as well, not just this one build. You're running Ice Shot Witch Hunter. Yo, that sounds fun. Complete? You finished it? You did the Arbiter? What does the Apostate do? Gain maximum life instead of maximum energy shield from equipped armor. Oh my god, okay. Oh wow, that's how this whole thing scales. That's so cool. And then a Dark Seer. This looks like a fun build, like that looks cool. Thematically, I like it. Supports. I mean, these guys are all using Sacrifice, yeah. Same setup. Also, they got Flesh and Stone, Assassin's Mark, okay, so you can crit more. Despair, oh, because they're doing chaos damage, right. Shield Charge, okay, yeah, Shield Charge is a given. As our mobility tool. Precision, yeah, I could see that. Purity of Elements, I mean, that's the depends what you need. I guess they are low on resistances on this variant. It's just crit stuff. Trying to see what else they might be doing that's interesting. Chaos Res, Consecrated Ground, crit. Now they're using Arn's Anguish for brutal charges. I don't remember what brutal charges do. I think it's just more damage. But do brutal charges work with our Ascendancy? I don't think so, right? Whoops. Oh, it's the triple damage thing, that's right. Yeah. Okay. I do remember what that is, but this does not work, right? Like, okay, you gain them, but this one here, I think doesn't work. 8% increased damage per insurance charge, because if you change it to brutal charges, then it doesn't affect it, I think. Alright, is there anything else? Let's just see if there are any uniques that is like, hey, you'll want to use that. Well, that didn't work. Combined. Replica Nebulous. Increases your damage. Oh, because we're not, yeah, capped. Toriani's prototype. Okay, it's recommending a whole bunch of stuff that wouldn't work. Grace of the Goddess. That's a Sacred Wisp thing. Why would we want that? Jade of Solaris. LE as extra chaos damage. Crit steal, no damage. 100% spell if you've dealt a crit. Okay, potentially as a starting weapon, maybe. Jade of Solaris, maybe. Like for leveling. Let's add it. Took a bit, but paid off. Freeze with crossbow skill frag grounds. Okay, yeah, thought about snipe, but it's way too clunky. Thanks for giving me the game back, as it's pretty much currency farm at this point. Yeah, it is a currency farming simulator. What's the PoE 2 skill you're dreading the wheel will bestow upon you? PoE 2 wheel skill. I'd have to look at the list of skills in PoE 2. Quickly look at that, why not? If there's anything in particular that I'm like, oh, I really don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm not a huge minion player, so any of these minion skills would kind of be like, I'd be a little disappointed getting those. Yeah, my chat just broke for a second, it's back now. I haven't played a mace skill at all, actually. But if there's one that I'd be like not looking forward to, I don't know, man. I'm not like that picky, so there's not something that I'm just like, oh, that's gonna be horrible. I think everything is probably doable in some way or another. I guess like if I got, or is it like armor piercing rounds, I'd be like, I don't know how to do that, how to make that work, but I'd try anyways. I've also not played a quarterstaff skill at all. Yeah, no, I don't really, there's not really one specific skill that I'm like, oh, I'm dreading doing. Kind of open to whatever, but I guess it would be something like one of these skeletal summons. Not a huge fan of that. Data Solaris, Ming's Heart, Obliteration. I guess we just go for a bunch of spell damage. I haven't played it, so I don't know. The armor pierce sounds weird, like, yeah. Okay. I don't know, guys. Any other suggestions on how to, other things I could be doing with this? Obviously this is like a loose plan. I think like going for spell damage and spell crit and all of that will be things that will be worthwhile investing into as well. But we're already at 107 points with this setup, so it's already quite limited. Probably wouldn't actually take that unless we have a lot of strength. 300 is okay. Yeah, 12% is pretty good actually. Then scaling is going to be really weird. How are we going to scale this to do like, you know, enough damage for it to actually be significant on a 5-second cooldown? Well, maybe less. The skill cooldown is only 2 seconds now with all of the CDR we have. That's actually not too bad. Yeah, I do have the expert retaliation. I think I do. Yeah, there it is. Lightning pen. Okay, maybe lightning pen is good. Like, we'll see. Tempest shield. I guess can put in like precision. Maybe righteous fire. You can get enough life to sustain it. We could do like a righteous fire for the basic clear, in combination with the thorns and then all that. Resistances, I'm not worried about resistances, like that'll come with gear. Here, we'll do 100. Bam, resistances are solved. Eventual cry thing could be interesting, so like you could piggyback off of each other, I think is what could happen if you get lucky. Maybe there's some like Legion Timeless Jewel shenanigans that would be worthwhile doing. What are the Timeless Jewels? So, oh, does it not show what the different? Doesn't show what the different keystones are. I have to actually click on each one. Chance with death, can't use helmets. Your crit chance is lucky, and nope, I don't think we want that. Flask gain 4 charges per empty flask slot. Probably not important either. You are blind. Blind does not affect your light radius. More crit. We don't need that. Okay, Brutal Restraint is out. Elegant Hubris. Supreme. Blah 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 blah. Life recovery from flasks also applies to Energy Shield. That could be good, maybe. Ignore attribute requirements. That could also potentially be good. And then nearby enemies share charges with you. Okay, that's not important. So maybe which one does come from? Elegant Hubris. Maybe Elegant Hubris would be good. Glorious Vanity. Immortal Ambition, Corrupted Soul, Divine Flesh. This is the weird ones. Energy Shield starts at 0. And you lose it, but Life Reach also applies to Energy Shield. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. 50% of non-chaos damage taken bypasses Energy Shield. You get a lot. Okay, if you have a lot of life, and you can get a lot of Energy Shield this way. Also an option. And Divine Flesh. All damage taken bypasses ES. 50% of elemental damage taken as chaos. Well, that's weird. I don't think you'd want that. Lethal Pride. These are all pack ones, aren't they? One's Rage. This one is Leech. And then this one is... oh, this one's different. Ew. Okay. I guess this one could be good if you're stacking a ton of max fire res. And Militant Faith, the last one. 80% mana is converted to twice that much armor. Whoa, interesting. You don't need mana. And you stack a bunch, you get like a bunch of flat armor from that. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use that. More spell damage per power charge and gain power charges instead of frenzy charges. Okay, Inner Conviction could be good. Maybe. And then Transcendence. Armor applies to fire, cold, and lightning damage taken from hits instead of fist damage. Ooh. We don't want that. Cool. Okay. Well guys, I think I'm gonna call it here. We have a plan, loose plan, and if anybody wants to also play this build, we can do that. Or I can make a Discord channel specifically for a group build that we could all like play at the same time, like, or I could spin wheels for you guys to play another build, and then you guys are all collectively playing those builds at the same time, and it could be fun to have people playing the same build. But this is the build that I'll be playing at Leaguestarter, and I have to decide if I'm going to do solo self-found or not. I think not, because this seems really difficult without it. Like, without trade, I mean. I think trade is gonna enable this build, and that to try and attempt this and solo stuff out would be pretty torturous. I don't know how far I could actually get. Yeah, I'm leaning towards trade on this one. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna call it here. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you for celebrating 50,000 subscribers. And thank you guys seriously for like hitting the like buttons, watching the videos, leaving the comments, and all of that. It's been a crazy journey so far, and I'm looking forward to the future and to continue doing this and to grow the channel even further. You know, 75k, 100k, 200k one day. Ambitions are high, but thank you all for tuning in, and I will catch you guys in the next one. If not, I should have a video out hopefully pretty soon. I'm still editing on it, and I'm still waiting on something to do with the sponsor. So whichever of those ends up being the factor that decides when the video comes out, we'll see. I think I'll be able to get the editing done soon. Yeah. Alright guys, have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next one.